My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is June 18, 2026. It is 8:37 a.m. Alright, so let's go on X. There's a couple images I want to go over with you guys. Alright, so this is the first one. Okay, we are Invictus. Together we rise through challenge and flame. With courage and heart, we enter our name. Prince Harry stands proud as the banners fly high. Invictus unites us beneath every sky. We are Invictus. Our spirit will never die. Okay, so there it is here. There's no comment. I think she blocked most of her comments, or she only allowed certain people that she fully aware to respond to. So this one has none. All right. Some of these images are already on my community board, and some of them are also on IG. All right. How dare they come? The royalists cry. Don't they know it's Catherine's side? With flags aloft and faces red, they claim the crown rule every tread, while common sense quietly shook its head. Let's see here. How dare Harry and Meghan? Yeah, there's that saying. I'm not sure if what is being reported is true, that Harry and Meghan and the kids will be going to the UK. Not too long ago, could have been days, not even weeks, days ago, in one of my videos, I came across where they claimed that a spokesperson for Harry and Meghan, for the Sussexes, said that Meghan and the children will not be going to the UK. So I don't know if whatever is being reported is true. Okay? So there's this. Okay, why does it look accurate? That's the only response under that. You could pause and read some of these. Let's go to the next one. I don't want this video to be too long. Okay, so there's another one. Rumors fly, tempers rise, headlines write themselves. Anonymous whispers come from imaginary shelves. Think of the institution. Is heard once again. Yesterday's talking point returned like old friends. Truth sip tea, waiting for the end. That is so true. All right, you could pause and read all of this. Is that lady something? Her name is? Oh, there it is. Lady C. Phew, you could pause and read. Next one. There's no comment under it. Okay, this one got me laughing a lot. She laughed in yellow, loud and wide. Not my king, she proudly cried. Yet, there she stood with royal flair. A hyena cackle. A hyena cackle split the air. If you can't beat them, join them with a grand beyond compare. You can't beat them, join them. There's no response. I saw, what is it? Not a few moments ago. I didn't even think I put it on the list. Where she's sitting on a carriage with William, and William is talking to someone, I don't know. And she was wearing yellow, so that's what she wore. All I was seeing with the carriage was, I think, the 2025, where the kids, they claimed the kids were being booed. All right, Harry and Meghan, side by side, they stand, a modern pair with dreams so grand, through storms and sunshine, hand in hand. They shape their path across the land, a power couple, bold and planned. All right, Harry and Meghan, the power couple. Build a better world. Yep, there's no comment. I have this on my next video. When I record it, it will be by itself on our Part of Pew service, so I don't have to put screenshot. If I share it right here, Okay, let me just do it. This is how I'll be sharing it. It reminds me like the Olympics, where the flag is traveling to Birmingham. Okay, so there it is here. So if you want to see the whole thing properly, go to Invictus channel or our part of your service, my channel, where I'll be sharing it properly. Okay. All right, so I've added some stuff to the list. This you will see it properly on my our part of your service, or go on Invictus. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so this one is so accurate. They cheer when one side sells teddy bears and praise every smile with glowing stares, yet gems on a shelf brings outrage and blame. Though children stay private, the critics do the same. The double standard is the loudest game. All right, so there's that here. This is so accurate. All right, Royal Collection, Trust Shop, the cutest little jelly cat. There's all of this. You know, this is all the positive for Charles. What a devoted grandpa, so thoughtful. He's such a family man, blah, blah, blah. And then there's Meghan, all right, homemade with love. She's using her children to sell her gem. How dare she? So, you know, it's ridiculous. I'm not saying this image is ridiculous. It's so accurate, 100% accurate. It's the Derangers. All right, let's go to the next one. So accurate. All right. When this is all the royal court had to offer. All right, let's see this. Okay, in yellow hat and yellow frock, she dipped so low, the crowd's in shock. Okay, you could pause and read it. So that's like she's describing, you know, what do you call her? Kate. Pretty much this. And I posted on my community board as well. Okay, it's a clown show. It is. Okay, she curtsy like her life depends on it. There's a life here. Her life does depend on it. Everything she is today is due to her marrying and to the family. Let's go to the next one. Unbelievable. This is JTB. All right, this one I saw it since yesterday. Oh damn, I hope it doesn't buffer when I start playing it. Prince Harry wanting Archie and Lilibet to experience the country where he was born and learn about their British heritage should not be controversial. Strip away the headlines and it's a father wanting his children to know their roots. Family matters. I really don't think, you know, like I was just saying, not too long ago, days ago, I saw where there was an article that says, it says that spokesperson says Harry and not Harry, Meghan and the children, like they have no plan on going to the UK. I remember reading it in one of my videos. So I'm not sure what's right. All right, let's listen to JTB here. I hope the video doesn't buffer.
Did the British media spend years telling us Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, never wanted to do anything with the UK, only to turn around and lose their minds over reports that she actually might be coming back? According to reports, Prince Harry is exploring the possibility of bringing Meghan, Prince Archie, and Princess Lilibet to the UK for events connected with Invictus games. The big issue still remains the same one Harry has been talking about for years: security. Reports suggest that there may be a pathway for the family to visit Britain together after years of concerns about protection. A father wants his children to know the country he was born. A grandfather may get the chance to spend time with his grandchildren.
He doesn't
care.
A
family may be able to travel together safely. What fascinates me is watching the royal commentariat treat a potential family visit like it's a state summit. Every rumor becomes breaking news. Every possibility becomes a debate. Every mention of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, turns into another round of speculation. At the center of all of this are two children who have barely spent any time in the UK because of ongoing security concerns. Prince Harry has said repeatedly that he wants Archie and Lilibet to know their British heritage. That's not a scandal, that's a father. If this visit happens, good. If it leads to family members seeing each other, even better. And if Archie and Lilibet get the chance to build memories in a country that's part of their story, that's something worth celebrating. And to be honest, I don't really care how you feel about the monarchy. I don't care about this war between the Derangers and the Sussex squad, or this competition between the Sussexes and the Waleses. The bottom line is, it's about family. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet should have the opportunity to meet their grandfather. Where it goes from there is really up to King Charles. And that's the read. If you like your tea hot, share, save your seat, and follow for more.
The way that I see it, for Charles, there has to be some sort of an exchange for him. He doesn't care. Okay? Like he said, if they go, that's fine. You know, it's family time. I think Harry is more toward the family aspect. He's been saying it. But Charles, in my humble opinion, because right now for the royal family, it's in a negative right now. He probably will want some exchange. Thinking that Harry is stupid, doesn't know how people feel about the monarchy. He's gonna make himself look big. I'm talking about Charles, as if you come, you will have to do this for me. But in back of his mind, he knows very well. I'm talking about Charles. Back of Charles' mind, he knows very well, if Harry and the kids were to show up, forget about Meghan. I don't think they want Meghan, and I don't think Meghan will let the kids go without her. In Charles' mind, that if the kids come, it will boost his popularity. But what he will make it seems like as if it's Harry who wants him. All right, there will be an exchange. Something, you give me this or whatever, do 50, maybe going back to the 50-50 or something, because they've thrown everything out the window to try to diminish Harry's credential. It still didn't work. All right, so let me see some of the comment. People forget that he also has the Spencers. As for King Charles, he never bothered. Charles could have gone to see his grandchildren, but he never did. People who treat you like shit will treat your children the same way, or even worse. It is very normal for any parents want their children to know their heritage. I agree with everything you said, but my main concern is Meghan and the children's safety going back England. You know what? If Meghan go, my reporting for the Invictus, I don't even think I'm gonna be there. I don't think I'll be covering it. I will not be covering. And maybe my reporting of it will be a week afterward, because I'm not interested if Meghan go. And I've told you that before in past videos. I don't think I'll be covering if Meghan goes to the UK. These people are so predictable. I knew they raised the issue of their finances. This family is very rich. They even donated own money to charities, not one many. All right. They protect our women and children. Don't care about children. It's more important for them to be racist to Meghan. Yeah, I think they'll pick up just where I didn't want to go. Okay, so she fixed her thing here. Okay, note the quotation marks, smart ass. Okay, the protect our women and children. Let me not try to fix grammar here. What was I gonna say? No, I forgot my chain of thought. Okay, to pick up where I left off and chain of thought, the British media will pick up exactly where they left off since the Queen's funeral. All right, they'll pick up the same garbage as if nothing had happened since then. All right, as if Meghan never left. They'll just pick up exactly after when Meghan left the Queen's funeral. They don't care. They don't care. If when I'm editing, I remember what I was thinking. Next tweet, I click on it by accident. All right, so this is one of the Sussex wives. So Meghan may or may not go to the UK, where the royals are waiting to snub her, demand 347 curtsies, and attacked her with gem. But Charles might see the kids, who may or may not exist, and Harry and Meghan must provide clear pics of their kids to the press in order to be forgiven. You see, this is the thing that I'm saying. All right. They will want something in return, make it seem like it's Harry who really need them. But in fact, it's the institution who needs Harry because their popularity, their reputation is low. Alright, you covered it all. Yep. I fear I've barely scratched the surface. That's about sums it up. Let's put that. Almost. Stop stressing yourself over this issue. Just focus on IG-27. No one stress on I don't give a F about IG-27. Even if they show their kids, the hate will continue. Even if they capitulate, go back for good with their tail between their legs and work their ass off without any recognition, the hate won't stop ever. Yeah, I agree. Clear pics and DNA tests. What? What DNA test? What is it? Archie himself looked like Harry. When you see the back of his arm, when the picture that they go into, Disneyland, you see Archie's arm is almost like Harry. All right, context. We have no confirmation from the Sussex Spox. The Sussexes are not required to share their travel plans with the British media. It's understood, which means we don't know shit. That may be, which means we're making things up. The reports, which mean more shit. We need a distraction from Bullgate, which is why they're making all of their nonsense up. That's probably that. Yeah, Meghan already said, at least a spokesperson already came out and said, it was in quotation, that they don't plan on going. Meghan and the kids. No other royal comms rep will act on behalf of Sussexes, including palace spokespeople, household representative, nor royal sources. Okay, yeah, my take on it. What is that? Okay, I don't plan on reading too much. You could pause and read that. Alright, understood. There's the keyword here where they don't know anything. Okay. It could have been 3 or 4 days ago I was reading something. Alright, right. If the Sussexes travel to the UK, I hope it's by stealth, since the Fell and others prove that they will divulge embargoes information on their movement without regard for their safety. Someone said that when Harry and Meghan attended the Jubilee, we saw no kids, only one pic of Lily. Are they trying to pressure on the Sussexes? Now I wish only Harry will come. They're turning it into a circus. Yes, Meghan and the children will not be going to Little England. Yeah, I read it. It's in one of my videos. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. LBC Obrien. Okay, this is the main reason why I wanted to do the video. I wanted to hear what he said. That was since yesterday. When will the British people realize that the monarchy was never designed to serve ordinary people? The entire institution is based on the idea that one person is somehow superior to everyone else because of an accident of birth. The heirs are raised from day one to look down on the plebs, and George is no different. I have that thumbnails I did a while ago where you have the UK flag. How do they call this? Union flag. God is on top. And then you have the crown, and then you have the monarchy. And then below the monarchy are everyone else. And it, as you go further down, it's subdivided into different categories. All right, let's listen. It's 1 minute and 21 seconds.
But what was the first thing you thought when you heard that Prince George was going to Eton? And why did you think it? Because I thought, oh, that's a shame. And you are perfectly entitled to ask me why. And I thought, oh, that's a shame, because it will mean that he is completely detached and deliberately detached from
reality. Or
he will find it much, much harder ever to understand the lives and concerns of ordinary people.
What was that? The other day I was saying in one of my podcasts that they go to the top school maybe to teach them how to steal people's money. I was just saying nonsense on top of my head because it seemed like the common sense, they don't have it. Oh my God. But anyway, let's continue.
To a school like Eton doesn't mean you can never understand the lives and concerns of ordinary people. For example, he could do a job like this for 20 years and then he would be absolutely overcome with the lives and concerns of whatever we mean by ordinary people. We're living in an age where some really unpleasant people use it to mean racist. Oh, it's the concerns of ordinary people. No, it's not. I don't even know what an ordinary person is, but by ordinary in this context I mean someone who didn't go to Eton specifically and someone who didn't go to public school more generally. I think it's a shame for a future king to have spent his formative years in one of the most rarefied and privileged environments on the planet.
And the thing is that you would have thought that the father will learn, but it's getting worse. He's getting worse. Oh my God. Okay, exactly. James is being deliberately obtuse. When has the monarchs ever shown they give a damn about or want to understand ordinary people? The media spent 3 years pretending Eton was up for debate. Okay, it isn't designed for understanding the ordinary people. It's designed to shore up class envy and delight that the royals may condescend I didn't want to go into it. Condescend to interact with the public when in working engagement. This is why William is so detached. And Harry, on the other hand, they've been sending him to places, all right, to speak with ordinary people. That's how he was able to interact with people and understand people's pain. Because when they used to send him places, they sent him places where the other ones don't want to go.
But when we get sent to some countries, we don't always get to see the beautiful parts. We're always there trying to deal with some of the issues, but also doing everything we can to bring people together.
They will use Harry. I agree, but it doesn't negate his point. Sending George for a more egalitarian education would be one way to modernize the monarchy. The people that believes and that also believe that being poor or a different race or other is your lot in life, too bad. All right, George and Charlotte already looked shell-shocked around other people during public events. They are fearful and don't know how to engage with new people they met. That's what I'm saying. You would have thought that they will understand, learn from... I mean, they have their goal, okay? Their goal was always the same, all right? They do not want to change. Princess Anne have told us, Charles will not change.
And when we think about this duty, this role that the king has taken on, what kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting, because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change. You know, he is committed to his own level of service. That will remain true.
The institution will not change. They focus on whatever they've been focusing since day one. This is why they're so pissed at Harry, because Harry decided to change course. All right, next week. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm happy Meghan and the children will accompany Harry to the UK next month. I don't think they're going. And I do believe the reports are true. The Sussex family should be able to travel safely to the UK without being held hostage to the whim of jealous relatives. The UK government is smart enough to recognize the positive publicity. They don't care. They don't care. If they see the positive publicity of Harry and Meghan, why do you think? Oh my God. They will get them more upset. They want those for them, for themselves. Why do you think they threw the Queen under the bus? Remember when, what is it? When Meghan were all red. What's the name of that charity? One Young World, okay? There was all those positive vibe. People were out there chanting for Meghan and Harry and all of that. And then they went to Germany. Oh my God, red carpet. They were pissed. They were like, oh, why they even putting red carpet for them? And people were out there in Germany waiting to cheer them up. And then from there on, it drives them nuts because they did not want that for them. The positive publicity, they want it for themselves. If they could have it, that's fine. But someone else like Harry and Meghan, no. And I think this is where they threw the Queen under the bus. And then you see what happened. Everything... it's just negativity after negative. You would have thought that during the week of the Queen's funeral, they will be talking about the Queen's history, things that she has done for the country. But no, they went and bashed on Meghan. Oh my God, that's what they wanted. These people, they feel alive when they spew their stupidity, their vile kind of thing. They don't care about that. They want this for them. All right, the UK government is smart enough to, okay, the government. So that's different with the monarchy. Okay, so she's saying the government. That's different. The UK government is smart enough to recognize the positive publicity this visit will generate, despite the empty barrel making the most noise. I went on with my rant. I'll leave it. I could easily remove it when I'm editing, but I'm gonna leave it anyway. But she's making reference to the government about the positive coverage. Okay. While Charles may not deserve it, I hope he gets the opportunity to spend time with his grandchildren if that's what Harry and Meghan want. I trust them to make the right decision for their family, and I'll always be right or die for them. I really don't think, if what I saw, it was quoted, the Sussexes spokesperson said, if I come across it, I'll be more than happy to share it with you. I should take a screenshot of it. But this coming afterward, nah. All right, so let's listen to this. 22 seconds.
Now, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will bring Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet to the UK next month for the first time in 4 years. It's part of celebrations to mark the countdown to next year's Invictus Games in Birmingham. Harry previously said it was too dangerous, but he's been reportedly assured that adequate security provision will be in place.
Alright, let's see here. Harry needs support whenever he goes to the UK, and it won't come from the palace. The Spencers were the only family that showed up for him at the 10th anniversary of Invictus. He supports Meghan no matter what, so she wants to return the favor. He knows what security they need. Totally agree, I agree. The Invictus Games have high security. It's not just veterans who participate. The event welcomes head of state, members of royals from other countries, First Lady representing other countries, the high military command of the host country, and participating countries. Exactly. If she goes, that's great. If she doesn't, I won't be surprised at all. Next tweet. The same thing but different caption. ITV News, they said Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are coming to the UK on July 26 for Invictus Games event and bringing Prince Archie Harrison and Princess Lilibet Diana because they've been assured they will have adequate protection. Therefore, I hope that means hostile family members who have no goodwill for them will also be kept at bay. Alright, I just listened to it. I'm not gonna play. Alright, I will believe it when I actually have confirmation by word from the Sussexes or see real photos of them in UK. Doubt they will expose their children at such a young age to this hostile island. Definitely not. Neither did they do that for the Platinum Jubilee and Summer 2022. The media are getting ahead of themselves with their expectation. I'm confident they will not be paraded around just as they weren't before. Are these hostile family members in the room with you? All right, so there's all of that. You could pause and read the rest. I don't think they are going. Again, if they do, that's great, but I will not be reporting. Alright, so this is another one here. BBC News Afternoon, reporting that Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, along with Prince Archie Harrison and Princess Lilibet Diana, are coming to the UK on July 26 to visit King Charles. There's the rolling eye. Nope, that's bad reporting. I believe they are coming for Invictus Games events. Whether the children see their uncaring grandfather, who has caused their parents such pain and indirectly them too, is to be confirmed. Please note, there has been no official confirmation that King Charles has ever met Princess Lilibet, just some anonymous source with no details. Harry has only ever confirmed that the Queen met her in June 2022. And there were no, there were no pictures. There were no pictures. Let's listen.
There are reports that Prince Harry will bring his 2 children on a rare visit to Britain next month to meet their grandfather, King Charles. Our royal correspondent, Noor Nanji, is in the London newsroom for us. Hi, Noor, so what more do we know?
Well, this news has just emerged in the past hour or so, and BBC News understands that Prince Harry and Meghan are expected to bring their 2 children to the UK next month. That is Archie, who is 7, and Lilibet, who is 5. And that is significant because this will be the first time that Prince Harry is bringing his family to the UK in more than 4 years. Now, we know that Harry has spoken a lot about his desire to bring his children here to his country of birth, and also his desire for a reconciliation with the wider royal family. So there will be a lot of interest in whether he does meet members of the family when he is here. Now, of course, King Charles has only met his grandchildren once before, back in 2022. And I think there'll be a lot of interest as well around Prince Harry's security for this trip. We know that his security was downgraded when he stopped being a working royal and moved to the US. And so since then, he has contested that on various occasions. We understand that the security arrangements for the Sussexes' upcoming trip have not yet been confirmed.
Be a lot of interest, won't there, Noor? Thank you.
They don't know. That's what they're saying, report, whatever. Like I said previously, if it's true that Meghan and the children are traveling to the UK with Prince Harry, it does not mean he has plans to meet with King Charles III, and I'm sure he won't meet with his brother, and the media will have no access to the kids. Exactly what I feel. Does that news anchor have an eye condition, or did the makeup team forget something? Okay, let me leave that alone. All right, next tweet. Another report. Is it the same thing or different caption? Let's pause this. BBC News at 10. They said Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, coming to the UK with Prince Archie Harrison and Princess Lilibet Diana in July 2026 is big news, but doesn't know if they will see deadbeat dad and bad granddad King Charles. There's no official confirmation that Princess Lilibet has ever met King Charles, only an unnamed source, believe what you will. They're not going.
And the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they're going to be here on a visit quite soon.
They are, big news.
With the children.
With the children, and for the first time in 4 years. So it is going to be a really big moment in July when Prince Harry comes over with his wife and his children. Of course, they live in California. Now, he hasn't been over, as I say, for 4 years. And when they stepped back from their royal duties, their frontline royal duties back in 2020, they also lost their security arrangements. Now, Prince Harry was very unhappy with that at the time. He went to court last year to try and get that reinstated and failed. And at the time he said he didn't feel he could bring his children back to the UK because he couldn't guarantee their safety. Now clearly something has changed. No official line from the government, but we understand that
this is the image I was talking about a few moments ago on one of the tweets where I said that Archie's arm, this arm, it's totally heavy. Okay, way before, couple years ago, I was making fun of Harry's forearm like it's Popeye, you know, the cartoon, because he has a huge forearm, and I'm seeing Archie starting to have the same thing, and he holds his arm the same way as Harry. But anyway,
security arrangements are under review. Now, whether that means he'll meet up with his father, the King, remains to be seen. Of course, he has spoken about wanting a reconciliation within the family, but the King hasn't seen his grandchildren for 4 years.
Yeah, all right, Ellie, thank you. Ellie Price, our news correspondent there.
Well, Charles had many opportunities to do that. He came to the US, he couldn't make time to see them. Who knows? Maybe they did say. When Harry traveled to the UK for Lily's first birthday, he didn't do that. Okay, so whatever. Let's move it up. This sound to me, they are trying to force Prince Harry's hand. Could be. Right, let's pause this. I hope that you realize that the family is going to the 1 year to go event. Story probably is UK media coordinate bait story to force a reaction from one of the parties involved, IG, Harry, BP, government. They're panicking because they're left out and can't plan their covering up front. I mean, they want a positive coverage as much as possible because with the Epstein thing, people are still talking about it. Charles could have seen his grandchildren at any time if he wanted to. So do not blame Harry and Meghan for Charles being a terrible father and grandfather. That's for sure. All right, next tweet. And I have one more after this and that'll be it. All right. Why did I put... Okay. What a 5'2" Giorgia Meloni, Italy's prime minister, put Donald Trump in his place. 21 seconds, screenshot in between. You can't really hear what they're saying, but Oh, whatever. I don't even want to go in the comment. So this is about Haiti. My God, the days are going so fast. I have not made videos about Haiti on Wednesday. I am sorry. You guys could come after me on that. I have been very busy. So this is my last tweet for this video. The real role of voodoo and Haitian revolution. We were taught to fear voodoo, but what we're really talking about is voodoo more than religion. It was a system of connection to ancestors, community, and identity. All right, let's listen to that.
I think it's funny how we're taught to fear voodoo, but never taught how it's used during the Haitian Revolution to overthrow the colonizers. So let's talk about it. When you actually look into the history, the story sounds different from what most of us are told. Enslaved people in Haiti didn't all come from the same place. They spoke different languages, had different customs and traditions, but somehow they were still able to unite. And part of that unity came through shared spiritual practices, what we now call voodoo, a system built on connection to nature, community, and to ancestors. And when people are connected like that, it changes how they move. It builds trust, coordination, and a kind of belief that makes collective action possible. Now, spirituality alone didn't win the Haitian Revolution. There was strategy, leadership, and timing. But it did create unity that made resistance possible, because unity is the key ingredient to every successful revolution. And that pattern didn't just stop in Haiti. Just look at the Black Seminoles who were putting belt to ass to the U.S. Army during the Seminoles War. These were formerly enslaved Africans who allied with the Seminole people in Florida. And they didn't just preserve culture, they fought for it. For decades, they resisted the U.S. Army, used the land to their advantage, and built independent communities. It was this sustained resistance that made Southern aristocrats nervous. Now imagine that on a larger scale. Imagine if enslaved people across the entire South had the same level of autonomy and access to the land and the ability to organize freely. Or we're not just talking survival anymore. And that's what becomes the real threat to the entire system. And historically, systems respond to threats, through laws, through enforcement, and control. So when you look at it like that, it changes how you see everything. The things that help people stay connected to themselves, their ancestors, and identity now gets labeled as dangerous.
That's right.
Not because they were weak, but because they worked. They produced people who didn't see themselves as powerless. And that's always been the bigger issue. If people believe their power comes from outside of them, they can be shaped. But when people start to reconnect with their history, their lineage, their sense of self, they regain their power. And that's the part that matters the most. Because if those connections didn't matter, they wouldn't have been suppressed in the first place. Because the real threat was never the ritual, it was the unity, identity, and self-belief those rituals created. So maybe the real question isn't what was taken, it's what's still there, and what happens when people still remember.
Yeah, in past videos, I've said that when you look globally, the native of each respective land, there's some sort of connection with nature. And I have said that when I take walks, usually I love to take walks early in the morning, like just when the sun is about to rise. Before the pandemic, I used to do that. And then during the pandemic, then they put time when you could enter the park or whatnot, and they prevent people from enter the park before 7. And that sort of changed my schedule completely. So I sort of stopped a little. But when I do take walks in the morning, I will go slightly early, 6:30-ish, leading to 7 o'clock. And without any headphones or anything, just walk. You see how connecting you are with the surrounding. Your thought, you'll be thinking of things. It's unbelievable. Some of you should try to do that early in the morning, just when the sun is about to come up, and just take a walk. Don't talk, don't do anything. If you're by yourself, that will be good. If you are with somebody, maybe there'll be some talks. I never done it with other people where I will say, oh, I experienced this, I experienced that. I usually do it by myself when I want to like refresh. Okay, I've taken walks with my husband. When we go camping, we take walks and things like that. We will talk, but that's a different type of connection. But with yourself, it's almost like spiritual, but how do they call this? When people stay quiet, what's the term they use? Meditation. That's the word. Meditation is a form of meditation. You reconnect your brain. It's like refresh. All right. So that is it. I agree with him. Okay. So there's no comment. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for, let's say, connect with nature. Let's see here. I always say some crazy prayers. Prayer to connect. Let's do that. With nature. God is good, but let's do nature. I pray to connect with nature, help center your spirit, and foster a deep sense of gratitude for the world around you. That's pretty much it. Let's pick the first one. A prayer of experiencing God and nature. Creator God, at the beginning of time, your voice brought light into the darkness. As I step outside, may I discover the light of your presence. Your creativity exploded in colors, shapes, and smell. Your senses and your breath brought life to all creatures. Hear your purpose, giving voice of direction as I tune into the world around me. A prayer of experiencing God and nature. Yeah, I truly believe that. This summer, I will try to do that. Like around 6 o'clock. During the week is a little bit different because I want to make sure when my kids are still in school, by the way. When they're leaving the house, I need to see how they look because as much as they are big, sometimes my oldest, he's supposed to wear a belt and he's trying to go without belt. I don't want the school to be calling me. But anyway, once they off from school, I will try, if the weather's good, by 6:30-ish, I will be going for a walk. Because it's really good. I have experienced it. I feel rejuvenated every time I take walks early in the morning. All right, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so that's it. I might do another video for PYTE.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.